I'm Laura Jones for New Jersey News Now. Election Day is now history in New Jersey, and it was a big night for Democrats. Topping the ticket, all 120 seats in the state Senate and Assembly. Democrats gained in the legislature, and as per usual, there were some surprises on election night. Joining me now to break it all down is David Wildstein from the New Jersey Globe. David, good to see you.
Hi, Laura.
All right, so big headline, Democrats had a much better night than expected.
Yeah.
So can you break it down? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, this is the midterm election. This was the one that is supposed to be in favor of the party not occupying the governor's office. Historically, the governor would lose seats. This was also the year of the new map. It was a deal map between the two parties. It created sort of a record number of competitive districts. There was talk of a Republican resurgence in New Jersey, possibly even if everything went perfectly, majorities in both houses, it went in the exact opposite direction.
So down in South Jersey, 2 years ago, we had the big upset with Ed Durr unseating the then Senate President Steve Sweeney. Now we have another former legislator who had lost his seat, John Berzacelli, beat Ed Durr. So can you talk a little bit about was that the biggest surprise, do you think, of the evening?
It wasn't a surprise, except, I wouldn't have been surprised if the Republicans had won. These are competitive districts, and Democrats went all out. They left no stone unturned in those districts. They put a lot of money on television, network television, cable television. They did a lot of mail. They did a lot of vote by mail, advance voting. Democrats did everything right. They ran a great campaign, and that's why they won.
So let's talk a little bit about central New Jersey, and one of the bigger headlines out of there is Vin Gopal. Can you tell us, fill the viewers in on what happened there?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's going to be fair to talk about Vin Gopal as a statewide candidate, considering how well he did in Republican Monmouth County. He won by 20 points. This was a race where people were worried about whether he would lose. He blew the doors off of the Republicans to get a third term. He had, I don't know if I used his coattails. I mean, Vin Gopal had coattails. He brought in two assembly members with him. These were two Republican seats that were lost in that 21 election. Gopal brought them back in. So now you have an all Democratic 11th district. And then Andrew Zwicker won again, second term. His assembly running mates won also. Then you go up to Bergen County, Joe Lagana. People thought that might be competitive. He won by 7,000 votes. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Democrats, whether it was through the strength of George Norcross in the South or Kevin McCabe and Leroy Jones in the central and northern parts of the state, Paul Giuliano, they ran great campaigns, and sometimes that matters. The quality of a campaign matters.
Well, what about the messaging? Republicans focused more on parental rights, and Democrats focused more on a woman's right to choose, abortion rights, reproductive health. Obviously, the Democrats did well, but was it their messaging, or was it their get out the vote effort? Was it money? What was it that really led to these results?
I think it's a combination of everything. First of all, you start with candidate recruitment. Republicans had an epic fail in getting the very best candidates in these competitive races. They didn't raise anywhere near the amount of money the Democrats did. They didn't have those resources. So without great candidates and without a lot of money, the messaging drops to a distant third. Even if they were right on the messaging, they weren't able to translate that into votes. And Democrats put a lot of money behind abortion rights, and they pulled out their voters. So with a good candidate who can appeal to voters, and you can put money behind that message, that's sort of the secret of their success.
Yeah, who would you say is the biggest winner of the night? We see the candidates, but would you say, is it Phil Murphy? Is it George Norcross? Is it Steve Sweeney? Is it somebody else? Who were the big winners?
Well, look, the governor being a winner is undeniable because of the historical precedent, which is that second-term governors in the sixth year of their term in office always lose seats. And here's Phil Murphy he's won seats. He has defied the logic. And the other thing that is really fascinating here, and I think back to Brendan Byrne in '79, and even Kane in '87, Christie Whitman in 1999. The governors became the object of the other party. They were the focus. It was don't vote for Democrats because of Brendan Byrne. Phil Murphy wasn't a target. He didn't take a hit in this election. He created alliances that worked well. And avoided a lot of the uncomfortableness of a governor running. And now what you're going to see is something, again, unprecedented. You have a governor of New Jersey still somewhat popular after 6 years, made gains in the legislature, and his wife's about to run for the United States Senate.
Right, because we're always on to the next election here in New Jersey.
Yeah. Already.
And the race 2025 for governor too. That's going to start picking up as well.
It's been going on for 2 years.
It never stops. Where it's a perpetual state. New Jersey, the election
Thank God for
state.
that, right? Yeah.
I like the goat tails in New Jersey, the election state. We need to copyright those things. David Wildstein of the New Jersey Globe. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks.